You been waiting here long?
Not too long. What day is it?
Hee ha ha ha, that's a good one.
I'm afraid if these hemorrhoids don't get any better, I'll have to have ass surgery.
My cousin had hemorrhoids the size of grapefruits. He was a bulldozer operator, and one day his roids were so swollen, he rolled off his seat, jammed his face in the controls, and drove off a cliff.
Really? Wow. That reminds me of my neighbor who used to date a zookeeper. Yes. The zookeeper liked to point his finger like this. I think he got in the habit of it from playing with the monkeys. One day he was sitting at his desk, fiddling with a CD on his finger. And he pointed like this. The CD caught the sun just right, and shot a blinding flash of light into a nearby forklift driver's eyes, making him lose control of a load of donkey feed, which toppled into the ocelot's pool, thereby causing a feeding frenzy, which triggered the marsupial's overload alarm, which apparently was wired incorrectly. So instead of alerting him, the alarm box shot a bolt of lightning out from his desk, set his toupee on fire, and he beat himself to death trying to put it out. Yes. Yes. Just like that, except a lot more vigorously.
My parents were killed in a KFC drive-thru.
Oh dear.
Yes. It was my first birthday, and Mom and Pop decided to get some chicken for the party. Someone had dumped a 90-piece bucket in front of the drive-thru window, and, long story short, their station wagon spun out of control, slid into the intersection, and was struck by a logging truck, which then spun them onto the railroad tracks, where they were obliterated by a train full of dynamite. Boom!
Oh my. That reminds me of my seamstress's poodle groomer's bridesmaid. She was killed by a train full of dynamite.
Oh my.
Yes. Seems she was on her way home from a one-night stand, and it was still dark. Because she rode a unicycle, she wanted to get home before the sun came up, as that was the main time the unicycle bullies were out in abundance. Seems in her haste, she got her wheel stuck in between the tracks at the railroad crossing. But that wasn't what killed her. No. She dismounted her cycle, and as she ran away from the tracks, the crossing guard arm malfunctioned, grabbed her bra strap, and slingshotted her over the train, where she landed in a pile of highly toxic Nesputum flowers. She died in the Toxic Flower Epidemiology Cardiac Behavioral Mononucleostic Unit 3 days later.
Oh my. That reminds me of my stocking cap salesman's horizontally challenged Gatorade saleswoman. She was killed by a drive-by slingshot attack.
Oh my.
Yes. Seems she was sitting on her front porch, innocently minding her own business, when a group of methed-up Shriners motored past in their little cars. She was kind of a slut, and so she flashed her boobs at them. Well, one of the Shriners was experiencing an erectile dysfunction problem, and had just dosed up on his boner pills as he was on his way home to bone his girlfriend. But the saleswoman's titties got him all excited, you might say, which caused his trousers to exert a considerable load on his suspenders, which then snagged on one of his uniform's brass colt buttons, shearing it off and sending it zinging into the briefly topless saleswoman's forehead temple. Boop. Game over.
Oh my.
Yup.
Damn.
Yup.
Oh my. The end.